We have made it to Tuesday, everyone. Welcome into the News 10 Plus Digital Desk. I'm Taylor Gattoni with Nicole Buckman from Studio 10.
How's it going?
It's, you know, you're bringing all the sunshine with the bright yellow colors in this gloomy day.
I tried to. We all woke up and we're like, what is all this rain? And our friends over on the west side of the state, they really got the brunt of it. But still, it was just a lot of rain, a lot of gloominess, a lot of darkness driving on our way in. So I was like, you know what? Let's bring some sunshine to this Tuesday. And thankfully we do have that sunshine now, or at least the warmer temps. And it seems to be cracking to be a great day, which is good. On Studio 10, we have a fabulous show ready to go for you all. I know that we have a fantastic artist approach happening. Julian Van Dyke, he is a huge, well, first of all, Studio 10 and WRLX fan, but he also is a well-known artist in our community. He's been featured in film shows, in craft shows, in art shows, and he's also has a show right now in Riotown, but his stuff is everywhere. You would recognize kind of the style of it, but it's super fun because he even did like a little drawing of all the Studio 10 and WRLX anchors, but he's just a great guy, and so we can talk a little bit about his approach to his kind of more cartoonish look, but also the message behind it. So we have that really artist approach.
I like
that.
So
we're getting to know him a little bit. Plus, we are getting blown away, literally, by the amazing Howell. Well, first of all, Michigan Challenge Balloon Fest down in Howell. So it was super fun. Yesterday, I met with organizers, and usually when you film stuff with the hot air balloons, they'll put that hot air in, and it won't go anywhere because it's like attached to the ground, but they'll fill up the balloon. This time, they had the balloon on its side. And so you could walk into the balloon. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, and that's something that they will have as an option this weekend. So starting Friday, and then it'll go into Saturday and Sunday, will be the Michigan Challenge Balloon Fest. And there is something for everyone. So obviously, it's a challenge, so there's like a launch for these pilots, and it is very weather permitted, dependent and everything. But when you're not, if things have to get delayed or pushed back early, there's so many activities to do for kids and families and even adults too. They're doing like a brews and balloons where you can kind of have a little brew drink throughout the town and kind of get shuttled back to where a lot of the balloons are, and they'll have the night glow and all of this stuff. So it's just really cool, and it was just so much fun to be inside a hot air balloon. I've never been in there before. So
News 10 today at 11, we had that preview of you inside, and I was like, Nicole's inside of a hot air balloon. Like, that looks so much fun.
It was so cool, and and you can be a part of it this weekend. So definitely stay tuned to learn all about that. Plus, I'm trying to think of everything else that's on our rundown as well. Unfortunately, Take Me Home Tuesday will not be happening. I know, we're a little bit bummed, but it's okay. And then we are inviting our friends from Riotown. Soulful Earth Herbals it's just right by Vintage Junkies, if you know Riotown, and across from Dead Time Stories. I think Dead Time Stories.
Yeah, Dead Time Stories.
And we're talking a lot, as we transition to a new season, it's important to kind of change a little bit of that skincare, especially summer. But what's really cool is that we're talking about clean beauty. And so a lot of her stuff is all that kind of clean, natural based. So kind of recognizing what we're putting on our skin. She's coming into studio and she's chatting about that and things to keep in mind, even making sure your lips are have sunscreen on it and well oiled, not for but just for health.
Like a little SPF on
there. Yes, exactly. But so it's good to have her in. But it's a great show, and definitely want to tune in at 3 p.m. We are also continuing to give out tickets to the Eaton County Fair through a word scramble. So we will share today's fair phrase that you have to unscramble a little bit. And I'll be honest, I'm not good at scrambles, but you all are. So our viewers are doing fabulous at home. Keep up, but definitely keep an eye out for that word scramble today throughout the show. And then for your chance to win, take a 4-pack of tickets to the Eaton County Fair in a couple weeks.
Okay, so you could bring the family, you could bring a group of friends. That is a great way to celebrate post 4th of July. Yeah,
definitely. And it's good too that you don't have to think about getting all of the details. I know about sometimes with me, I love putting together events and all of that stuff, but I get decision fatigue. So sometimes it's so nice when it's already, one, paid for, and two, it's already in your lap. So definitely enter in our giveaway.
All right. Well, make sure you're tuning into Studio 10 at 3 o'clock to do that. And of course, this is how you can stay up to date with Studio 10 for all of the fun, the hot air balloon, the Eaton County Fair tickets. Again, there is no Take Me Home Tuesday today, but that's okay. There's a lot more fun happening on Studio 10 at 3 o'clock when you tune in. That's in 50 minutes. So make sure that you are taking a little bit look at that. This is where you can go for all of their videos, of course, or if you are a business and want to sponsor or advertise with Studio 10, send them an email, studio10@wylx.com. All right. The next thing I want to lead into, before I switch to weather real quick, is showing you actually where to find more stuff with Studio 10. So I was pulling this up on YouTube, at WILX Studio 10 is one of their social media handles. This is typically what I show everyone on the News 10 Plus digital desk, because on your phone you can go to Instagram, Facebook, X, anything of the sort, but I like to come onto YouTube on a computer, a monitor, just seeing all the options on a bigger screen. But you can see this is their homepage. You go to videos, you can see all of their recent things and some activities that the kiddos can get involved in with the YMCA camps. So making sure that kids are continuing to use their brains, learning throughout the summer months when they're on a break from that summer learning, and then keeping them active too, so they're not in that boredom sitting around the house or on those video games or screens. You can learn some different camps and activities to get them involved. So great thing to do. And also I want to take you to our First Alert weather page on WILX.com, showing you the description that Darren has talking about the thunderstorms and gusty winds we had earlier this morning when those thunderstorms were rolling across mid-Michigan. As you see here, when you go down a little bit, he talks about this afternoon possibly getting a few more rain showers across mid-Michigan. So expect those this afternoon. But like Nicole was mentioning, we are seeing more of the sun outside, which is great news. And so I'll get some live looks in just a little bit here, but I do want to show you right now just a look at the temperature we're seeing in Lansing. Of course, you can change that, edit. So that's where our station is, South Lansing, but feel free to put in another zip code. If you want Delta Township, Holt, Mason, Jackson, Charlotte, anywhere, St. John's, you can put that in right here and get a more accurate forecast update into your specific location. And then you have the hourly. And if we go throughout the day later, you see we do get into the low 80s. It's going to be partly cloudy. But just watch out for those expected possible rain showers. And then, of course, you're looking throughout the next 3 days, taking a look at today, and then we start cooling off throughout this week into the mid-upper 70s. And you are seeing we are getting more rain showers by midweek. Take you to the 10-day, yep, even more thunderstorms on the way heading into the weekend. And like I said, your weekend forecast with that other thunderstorm expected on Saturday. But make sure you're tuning into our 90 minutes of news and actually getting started with Studio 10 at 3 o'clock. First at 4 in our 90 minutes of news. Colton Sikoracki is filling in for Andy Provenzano as he's on a much-needed birthday week vacation. Happy birthday, Andy. His birthday was last Friday. But anyways, want to show you this. This is a look at the future radar. Nothing as of showers in the forecast that you're seeing on there right now. Oh, but very much at the end, if you see that little blip. Hold on. Let me try to pause it. All right, let's give it a little second here. Oh, okay, never mind. That didn't work. Let me just try to move it back. There we go. You see right here in the bottom left corner, I'm circling it with the mouse, you're seeing that green shade move across Chicago. So we're going to check in with our meteorologist, like Colton Sikoracki, coming up for Studio 10 first at 4, and our 90 minutes of news today. So just make sure you're continuing to check back in for those updated forecast outlooks when it comes to seeing the sun, the blue skies, anything like that. Crystal says she is the sun, bringing all that brightness into the room. Thank you, Crystal. We're going to get a live look over downtown Jackson right now. You are seeing more of those thin, wispy clouds and some of that blue sky underneath. And then I'll take you to downtown Lansing. This is a live look at our state capitol right now. And you're seeing kind of those hazy skies in the distance. But like Colton and Darren are mentioning, should be seeing some more blue skies and some peaks of the sun before we get some expected possible rain showers this afternoon. But here's a live look over Delta Township now. I'm just going to keep moving across mid-Michigan just to show you what it's looking like. And I also know we got a hi from East Lansing. That is Chris Schultz. Thank you for joining us again, Chris. We always appreciate seeing you join us. That's always a fun little treat. So yes, actually, let me give you next a live look at Michigan State University's campus. I know that I typically like to show Chris that every time he joins. So Chris, this is for you. Live look over Michigan State University. Again, you're seeing more of those clouds, but it looks like the clouds want to clear. So we will continue checking back in with our meteorologist, Lake Colton, again for the rest of today. And I know that Shane is also joining us. Good morning from Australia. Cold 45 degrees here. Australia. Shane, what are you doing all the way in Australia? Thank you for joining us, though. We appreciate your viewership, tuning in, and getting all of your latest news updates. Thanks for supporting us here at News 10. I can't believe you're all the way in Australia. We've got 3 little kangaroo emojis too. That's pretty cute. Hopefully you're seeing the kangaroos, but staying away. I heard they can get pretty vicious at times. So be safe around the kangaroos and any other weather happening all the way in Australia. You'll have to let me know if the First Alert weather app works all the way down there. But speaking of the First Alert weather app, great tool to have on your phone the next coming days, just to have on your phone in general, even when there's nothing really weather related happening. But when the weather is happening, like earlier this morning with the severe thunderstorms, or even over the weekend, you are going to get notified on when lightning is detected 0.5 miles away from you. That's actually what I woke up to this morning. I heard the rumbles of thunder, and then I checked my notification as I woke up, and I went, there's the First Alert weather app notifying me of all the storms across our area. And I'm sure, since you're in mid-Michigan, or at least most of you, not Shane if you're all the way in Australia, but thank you again for joining. For those who are in mid-Michigan, you probably heard all the thunder and saw the huge lightning strikes going across the skies. They were phenomenal to look at, very impressive. But of course, you want to be prepared for all of that. If you have any events going on outside, or it's going to affect your commute, whether you're going to work. I know that school is off, but if you're taking the kids to a summer camp or anything like that, just a great tool to have on your phone so you can prepare and plan ahead. And then if there's any traffic alerts, you can get the traffic alert updates on there as well. You can specify your notifications in the system settings. There you go, that's the word I was looking for. Go to the settings, specify it to your location, so that way if you're in Holt, you're not getting notifications from Jackson, Mason, Lansing, excuse me, talking too fast, then you're just getting notifications for Holt. But say you don't really care, you just want the notifications, leave it as is and you're good to go. But that is what we have Studio 10-wise, weather-wise, and then I want to take you to what we have coming up during our 90 minutes of news. Getting started with First at 4 today. So coming up during our 90 minutes of news and with Mid-Michigan Matters, we're bringing on the organization or group called PRAY. And that stands for People Ready Activating Youth. And their whole mission is to spread awareness and prevention on gun violence across mid-Michigan, getting the youth involved in different activities to make sure that they're staying out of that violence. So we're going to be speaking with one of their members, Terrence Cooper, who's going to be sharing more into reducing gun violence across mid-Michigan and more so talking about that prevention, speaking on the statistics and trends seen throughout mid-Michigan when it comes to gun violence and how gun violence also goes beyond the challenges of guns. So we're going to be talking about all of that today. We're going to try to fit it in within the 3 minutes during Mid-Michigan Matters today, but you can look forward to that. Let's see, before I move on here, Shane is saying currently winter down here. Please say hello to Darren. He knows me. All right, Shane, I'll make sure to pass that message on to Darren. He is probably sleeping right now. He had a very long day, but I will make sure to let him know tomorrow. So I'll pass that message on for you, Shane. Hopefully you're having a good time down in Australia where it's 45 degrees because it's winter there. That is wild. Well, I can tell you it is not like that here in mid-Michigan. But we're going to move on. Coming up, News 10 at 5. Snapchat is rolling out a new tool to stop sexual and financial exploitation, commonly known as sextortion. Now, it's something all parents need to know to protect their children's safety. So we'll have more on that coming up, News 10 at 5 today. And then coming up, News 10 at 5:30, all of this rain can produce mud. And today, some kids were encouraged to play in that mud. I'm sure a lot of you parents love the whole cleanup process after that day. But we'll show you how Oak Park celebrated International Mud Day. Sounds like a blast. All of that coming up, News 10 at 5:30. And then today marks 1 year since Amber Arnett was last seen, and her loved ones are still searching for answers. News 10's Tanaya Jordan is speaking with the family right now, and we'll have what they're saying coming up on News 10 at 6 today. So that is what you can expect throughout our 90 minutes of news, including what is coming up on First at 4. But speaking about Amber Arnett, I do want to quickly bring this up as well. We have a You're Not Alone special airing on July 4th. So let me take this down real quick, pull up the other full screen. we've shared our You're Not Alone mental health series before, and so I'm going to share this quickly right now to let you know that coming up coming up next Thursday, July 4th at 11 a.m., we are airing our You're Not Alone special, and you can make sure to tune into that. But along with our You're Not Alone special, I do want to share, if you've lost a loved one, if you're going through a tragedy, or maybe it's a minor conflict, but it's still something that's irking you throughout your day, it's impacting your day-to-day activities, you know, kind of clouding up your mind, just know that you're not alone, and there are resources out there for you, whether it's therapy, counseling, you know, a psychologist, anything of the sort. They are there to listen to you, these mental health care professionals, and they want to help provide you guidance and resources to better improve your emotional well-being. And it's nothing to be ashamed of, but sometimes when we're in these feelings, it can be hard to be open and vulnerable with someone else, and not only with someone else, but even within ourselves. So just know that you're not alone. It is a hard thing to do, but hey, we can do hard things, and we want to make sure that you know that you're not alone. There are these resources out there for you, whether you're facing anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, stress, substance abuse or addiction with gambling and substance abuse or anything like that, or also you've lost a loved one, or you know someone who's lost a loved one and that's still having an impact or it's a trigger for you. Know that there are these mental health care professionals who do want to provide you those resources so that you know you're not alone and you can again improve your emotional well-being. So that is what we have coming up for our You're Not Alone mental health series, or just these are the resources. But again, one more time, our You're Not Alone special, which is airing Thursday, July 4th. Make sure to tune in then at 11 a.m. So there you go. That is a little look. And one more time for those who need it, I'll leave it up here just a little bit longer. Our You're Not Alone mental health series, you have that QR code on your screen. Make sure that you're going to check that out. And until then, we are going to send it over to Deanna Giles, who is going to share more of what she has coming up today on News 10 at 5. So we're going to gear it towards Deanna real quick. Let me take down this full screen for everyone. All right, and we're going to see what she has.
Hi Taylor, young minds from across the state and beyond are getting an immersive entrepreneurship experience, all right here at the MSU College of Business. I'm Deanna Giles, and I met with a few students who say while they're taking in a lot of information during this camp, it's a lot of good information that they're going to take to build successful futures. I'll have the story on News 10 at 5. Back to you, Taylor.
All right, thanks, Deanna. It sounds like a lot of these students are getting a lot of helpful skills to continue them into the future, so that's a lot of great news. And like Deanna says, it sounds like they are really receptive to these ideas and skills too, so that's a lot of great stuff happening. She's going to have more coming up News 10 at 5 today, and I will show what we have coming up during our 90 minutes of news just one more time if we're going through it a little bit too fast for anyone, or if you just want to check it out one last time, just get a little refresher. There you go. Other than that, that is what we have coming up today on News 10. And so make sure that you are checking all of that out. And one last thing that I also want to mention before hopping off here is the debate, right? The presidential election is happening in November. And so the first presidential debate is already underway, all of the preparations for that. And so this Thursday at 9 p.m., former President Donald Trump and current President Joe Biden are going to be debating in Atlanta. Again, that is this Thursday, and they're going to be talking about things like abortion rights, immigration rights, talking about the economy, and a lot of other key issues that have been at the forefront this past year and since Joe Biden has been in office. So, but more specifically, talking about what has been seen and the big talkers throughout this past year in the U.S. and beyond, and really looking forward to the November election, which is going to be a big one this year. So again, the first presidential debate is underway. It's happening this Thursday in Atlanta at 9 p.m. Make sure you are going to check that out. It will be right here on WILX TV 10. You can make sure to tune in and learn more information on that. We'll continue to pass along information, especially as we get closer to the election as well. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to drop that down into our live chat so that we can pass that forward, gain more information, or be able to answer that for you right here at the News 10 Plus digital desk. But thank you so much for joining us on this Tuesday. We hope you stay safe with all of the rain showers. If there's any more thunderstorms out there, just know that you can always download the First Alert Weather app for more details, and keep that umbrella on you for the rest of this week. You probably want to do that just in case. Be a good idea. But until then, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you soon.